In this video, we are going to talk about the sensitivity labels. Sensitivity labels in the Power BI are a critical feature designed to help the organizations classify and protect the sensitive data. By applying these labels, organizations can ensure that their data is handled appropriately according to its label, thus maintaining the compliance with the data protection regulations and internal policies. These labels are a part of Microsoft Information Protection, which is known as MIP, and these integrate seamlessly with Power BI to provide consistent protection across the Microsoft ecosystem. If we talk about the key components of the labels, they are the classification, in which the labels can be classified based on its sensitivity. Common classifications include public, internal, confidential, and highly confidential. Then the next one is the policies. Each table comes with a predefined policy that dictates how the data should be protected and handled. Then we have the protection, in which we have the encryption. These labels can enforce the encryption, ensuring that the data is protected even when it is exported or shared. Then we have the access control, in which the labels can restrict the access to the data, ensuring that only authorized users can view or interact with the sensitive information. Then we have the integration, in which we have the Microsoft Information Protection, which is also known as the MIP. In this, the labels in Power BI are a part of the broader MIP framework, allowing for the consistent data protection across Microsoft 365 applications like Excel, Word, and Outlook. Then we also have the unified labeling. So the sensitivity labels across different platforms and applications use the same kind of labels to ensure the uniform data protection. Then moving on to the benefits of using these labels. The first one is the data security, in which we can protect the sensitive data from unauthorized access and ensure the compliance with data protection regulations. The next one is the consistent policies, in which we can apply the consistent protection policies across all Power BI assets and other Microsoft applications. Next one is the compliance. In this, the first one is the regulatory compliance. In this, it ensures that the compliance is met with the industry regulations such as GDPR, HIPAA, and CCPA by appropriate classifying and protecting the sensitive data. Then we have the audit trials, in which it maintains the audit trials and logs to demonstrate the compliance and monitor the data access and usage. The next one is the data governance. So it implements the effective data governance by classifying the data based on the sensitive and applying these appropriate protection measures. The next one is the user awareness. So it increases the user awareness about the importance of data protection and the need of handling the sensitive data responsibly. The next one is the ease of use. The first one is the seamless integration, in which it can be easily applied and managed within Power BI, leveraging the same labels used across the other Microsoft 365 applications. Then we have the automated applications. Applications can be automatically applying the labels based on the predefined rules or user actions, simplifying the process of data classification and protection. Now, the steps to apply these labels in Power BI are fairly simple. The first one is the label creation, in which we will be defining these labels in the compliance center. And then, after defining these labels, we would be publishing them. So, until we publish them, they won't be visible across our Microsoft 365 applications. The next one is the label application. In this, we can apply these labels either manually, or we can also automate this process. So we can set up some rules to automatically apply these labels based on the data content or metadata. The next one is the label enforcement. Over here, once applied, the protection policies associated with the labels, such as the encryption and access controls, are enforced automatically. The next one is the monitoring and auditing. So in this, it uses the Microsoft 365 Compliance Center to monitor the label usage and access patterns, ensuring that the protection policies are being followed. So this would also come under the label enforcement, mind the PPT. So to conclude, sensitivity labels in Power BI are an essential tool for protecting the sensitive data and ensuring the compliance with the data protection regulations are met. By classifying the data based on its sensitivity and applying the appropriate protection measures, organizations can enhance the data security, improve the governance, and maintain the compliance. The seamless integration of these labels with Microsoft information protection allows for consistent data protection across the Microsoft ecosystem, making it easier for the organization to safeguard their valuable information. So now let's go to the Power BI services and see how can we apply these labels. So currently we are in the Power BI services. So let's go to the home. Over here, you can see the reports, the workspaces, and the data sets that I have. So here I have this option of sensitivity. Now I cannot see any option to apply these labels because these labels have not been created. Now to create these labels, what I can do is I need to go in the settings and I have to go in the admin portal. Now, if you are an admin and you have all the access to the Power BI services, and that includes having a premium account, so you can easily go to the admin portal, and over here you would be getting the option of creating these labels, where you can go to the compliance center, create these labels, apply some policies on the top of it, so that how would each label be behaving, and then if you come back over here, you'll be getting the option to apply these labels to every report and dashboard that you create. Now, since we don't have these admin rights, so what I can do is I can show you this thing in the learnmicrosoft.com. So over here, let me scroll up. So you can see this image is trying to show us that it is trying to apply these labels. And once this label is applied, and if a user comes in and they see this report and they try to export this data in Excel, so it won't be opening until they have logged in with the company's email account. Also, once they have logged in, it would be showing them as the information is sensitive, and according to whatever label you have applied, it would be showing as this highly confidential information or any confidential label, whatever is applied over here. To create these labels, what we can do is we can go in the compliance center, and once you have created this label and publish this, and after you export the data in the Excel, it would be showing like this highly confidential or confidential, whatever the label is. So this was the basic information of these labels. You can create these labels when you have the admin privileges, and you can also stop the misuse of the data, because many of the times there is some confidential data which we don't want to leak. So in that case, the user which is having that rights only can view that data, and when the user has logged in with a company email ID, then only they can view that data. Also, they cannot change these labels by themselves, so you have to do it as you are the admin. So this can be done by you only. And also it has some option to show the watermark in case they are trying to export the data. So the watermark would be also shown in that. So this was all about this labels. Thank you.